Kabylie, Algeria, the 20th century. In the story of every great struggle, some men never bend. In the history of the Algerian Revolution, there are discrete but fundamental figures, men of action, not of grand speeches, but driven by an unbreakable will. Amar Ouamrane was one of them, nicknamed Bu Qqaru, the stubborn one. Not because he refused to understand, but because he refused to retreat. He was a pillar of the revolution, a strategist whose quiet determination helped shape the destiny of a nation. Today, we tell the story of this forgotten architect of Algeria's freedom. Amar Ouamrane was born on January 19, 1919, in Frikat, a village nestled in the heart of Kabylie. This is a mountainous region, historically poor, but fiercely attached to its dignity and identity. Growing up under French colonial rule, he understood a brutal reality very early on. In colonial Algeria, injustice wasn't the exception, it was the rule. The system was built on inequality, a daily reality for millions of Algerians. Despite the limited opportunities, Amar was a brilliant student. He earned his primary school certificate, a significant achievement at the time. Like many ambitious young Algerians of his generation, he saw the French army as one of the few paths to social advancement. He enrolled, hoping to build a better future. But the path he chose would lead him not to a career, but to a calling he never expected. He was sent to the prestigious military academy of Churchill, where he received rigorous training. His discipline and intelligence were quickly recognized, and he rose to the rank of sergeant. But behind the crisp uniform and the military honors, a deep anger was growing. He witnessed firsthand the contempt, the deep-seated racial hierarchy, and the daily humiliation that Algerian soldiers endured. He was serving an army that saw him and his people as fundamentally inferior. The breaking point came on May 8, 1945. While Europe celebrated victory in World War II, peaceful demonstrations by Algerians demanding independence in towns like Sétif, Guelma, and Kerata were met with brutal force. Colonial repression unleashed a wave of massacres, killing thousands of unarmed men, women, and children. For Amar Ouamrane, this was the point of no return. The uniform he wore no longer represented order, but oppression. He made a life-altering decision. He deserted the French army. His act of defiance came at a great cost. He was arrested, tried, and sentenced to death. His life hung by a thread. But in a twist of fate, he was pardoned in 1946 by General Qqaru. His life was spared, but his spirit was forever changed. He had looked into the heart of the colonial system and had seen its true face. From that moment on, Amar Ouamrane vowed he would never again serve the colonial order. His war had just begun. Back in his native Kabylie, Amar Ouamrane immediately went underground. He joined the nationalist movement, the PPA-MTLD, a party advocating for Algerian independence. There, he began working alongside other legendary figures, like Krim Belkacem. His life became a blur of clandestine activity, a constant succession of risks. He organized secret cells, dodged arrests, and masterminded daring escapes from manhunts launched by the French authorities. Through it all, his reputation grew. He wasn't a charismatic orator who captivated crowds with fiery speeches. He was something else. A serious man, a meticulous organizer, utterly disciplined and known to be incorruptible. In a world of shifting alliances and constant danger, he was a rock. His comrades saw his unwavering commitment and his refusal to bend on matters of principle. It was then that they gave him the nickname that would define him, Bu Qqaru, the stubborn one, the one who does not compromise. On the night of November 1st, 1954, the course of Algerian history changed forever. Coordinated attacks across the country signaled the beginning of the armed struggle for independence. The Algerian War had begun. Amar Ouamrane was at the forefront of this insurrection. He personally led the first operations in the Draa Ben Khedda region, a critical area near Algiers. His military training was immediately put to use, but with a revolutionary purpose. His approach was strategic. There was no room for unnecessary chaos or random violence. He demanded precise actions and strict discipline from his fighters. He understood a fundamental truth that many others missed. The revolution would not be won by bravery alone. It had to be built on a solid foundation of organization, structure, and political clarity. He was not just a fighter. He was a builder. He was laying the groundwork for a structured national liberation army. 2 years into the war, in August 1956, a secret and historic meeting took place deep in the Soummam Valley. This was the Soummam Congress, a founding moment that structured the Algerian Revolution both politically and militarily. Amar Ouamrane, as a key commander, was a central participant. His vision for an organized and disciplined struggle was now being adopted as the official doctrine of the revolution. At the Congress, his leadership was formally recognized. He was promoted to the rank of colonel of the ALN, the National Liberation Army, and was appointed the commander of Wilaya IV, the crucial region that included the capital, Algiers. He also became a member of the CNRA, the National Council of the Algerian Revolution. He embodied the revolution as new direction, a struggle that was as much political as it was military, with a clear chain of command and a unified national vision. Bu Qqaru was no longer just a guerrilla chief. He was a statesman in waiting. By 1960, the war had entered a new phase. The struggle for independence was now being fought on the international stage as well. Amar Ouamrane's role evolved once more. His skills as a disciplined and reliable leader were needed in the world of diplomacy. He was sent abroad by the provisional government of the Algerian Republic. First, he represented the FLN in Lebanon, then in Turkey, building support for the Algerian cause. From the rugged Maquis of Kabylie to the polished diplomatic halls of the Middle East, he remained the same man, reserved, firm, and true to his principles. He was not swayed by the comforts or the complexities of international politics. He was a soldier on a different kind of mission. But his objective was unchanged: the total and unconditional independence of his country. He was Bu Qqaru, the man who did not compromise, whether facing French paratroopers or foreign dignitaries. In 1962, after 7.5 years of brutal war, Algeria finally won its independence. The streets filled with celebration. A new nation was born. For men like Amar Ouamrane, it was the culmination of a lifetime of struggle and sacrifice. But in the aftermath of victory, as others jostled for positions of power in the new government, Amar Ouamrane gradually withdrew from the political scene. He sought neither glory nor privilege. He had not fought for a position or a title. He remained faithful to a simple, powerful idea. The revolution was a duty, not a career. He had done his part. He watched as the country he helped liberate began its journey, with all its hopes and challenges. He lived a quiet life, away from the spotlight, a silent guardian of the revolution's original ideals. Amar Ouamrane passed away on July 28, 1992, in Algiers, and was buried with the honors befitting a national hero. Amar Ouamrane was not a man of grand speeches. He was not a face on a poster. He was a pillar. One of those quiet, essential figures without whom history cannot stand upright. His legacy is not found in rousing quotes, but in the very structure of the Algerian state he fought to create. He was Bu Qqaru, the stubborn one. The man who refused to bend to injustice, who refused to compromise on freedom, and who, until his last breath, never gave in. Tanemert, Amar Ouamrane. Thank you for your sacrifice. If you found this story of a forgotten hero as powerful as we did, please like, share, and subscribe for more hidden histories. Thanks for watching.